Welcome to the writings of Patrick S. Smith. Hello, all. Another week, or another few weeks, and another set of updates from my writings. Um, First off, I want to mention that the Olympics are going on, and for all the athletes competing, well done. You are the best of the best, no matter what country you represent. You are the best of the best, and do want to mention that. Also, way to go, women's hockey. U.S. won the gold. In Canada, y'all played well. You really did. It was a good game. I really thought it was going to be a good slobber knocker, and you delivered. So great for y'all. And can't wait for the next meeting between the U.S. and Canada in women's hockey. Uh, the men have not settled things yet at the time of this recording, so go USA! Just had to get that in there. A couple weeks ago, over on X, there was an event called Quest Pitch, kind of a half query thing, catch interest on books people are working on. I threw my hat in the ring, and I had a few hits from fellow authors, but no agents seemed to bite, so it is what it is. It was fun, though. Would have loved to have at least gotten, a ping back from an agent, but it is what it is. There's a lot of writers out there, a lot of competition, and so gotta just do better. Um, on the writing front, the last episode I said I had finished the second, or the follow up to Helen and the Angel, and the working title is bounces between Finding the Angel or Hunting the Angel. I still have not nailed that down yet. Um, so that's sitting, percolating. I'm probably going to dive into part three of that series next. The next time I touch anything in that one. Uh, I have completed chapter 3 of Amber, and probably are getting ready to start work on chapter 4. Want to look over the storyboards a little bit and see what needs to be done to make it move on in a logical progression. So there is that. I also, just on a whim, I had a harebrained idea for another story and cranked that out. It is drafted. The working title on it is The Wish, and it is a meeting of a great wizard, one of the quote unquote 12, and a prospective apprentice. So So that is drafted. I'm letting that sit around a little bit, and I will get to edits and revisions before in a few weeks. No real plan to publish that one. Like I have some of the others. It's going to sit in my back pocket for one of these contests or anthologies looking for work. Just and see how it goes. But that's when it is complete, and no real time frame on that because it's not a high priority. Um, I'm actually I did do a round of edits on naming the Cirrus. Completed that. Did get feedback from a beta reader on it, and somebody who was not versed in fantasy, so it was a good take. It was a little different and helped me, rearrange a few elements. So it was a good experience on that front. Other than that, I'm kind of in between projects. Went back to the audio work for To Draw a Soul, You Must Give Your Soul. I've got through the first section on it, or halfway through that, and I'm realizing I just did it all wrong in terms of the editing of the audio. So now I got to kind of back up and restart that. kicking myself for that, but I just wasn't quite thinking right when I was doing it earlier today. That's on me. But after that, I have been working on the cover for My Time Among the Elves. Uh, I have gotten the third incarnation, or the third idea for it. I've gotten a couple incarnations of it, or iterations, and not hitting on all cylinders. Though of course, there was a lot of elements left out intentionally, like the title and the series title and all that. So just to get the vibe, and I was okay. I was in I was in town. Wasn't in the ballpark, but that's to be expected because those elements, because everything's supposed to tie together in that respect. So, and I'll show that off here. Show a couple of those off here in a minute. I don't know if I've mentioned it here or not, but I have a brother-in-law who is trying his hand at writing, and the title, oh, I forget the title of it now, and he's going to kill me. But like I said, I can't remember if I even mentioned it before or not. Um, he has. He says he has his book complete. He is going through the editing phase. So I wish him the best on that, and I'm going to reach out to him and get the link to his website and whatever information he can give out on his book, and I'll pass it along. You know, and hopefully everybody will give him a look also. And as promised, this is the two potential covers, or at least concepts, for My Time Among the Elves. Um, these are nowhere near done. I've got a lot of work left in them, but I thought I'd show them off just so you could see that, hey, I am progressing on that front and trying to do it. So I can hopefully, knock on wood, have a June release date-ish. Don't know on that, but we'll see. Now, also on that front, this is I'm going to rush this video a little bit in the editing, so bear with me. But there's a madness to this. Saturday, I am going to Opelika, Alabama for a book fair. I'm going there as not as an author per se, but I'm going there as a visitor. I'm not going to have a booth. I'm not going to have a table. None of my books will be there, or at least I don't think they will be. But it's just to go for the experience and to and talk to some other authors who are there, just to get insights on things. Then turn around on Sunday at Fort Benning. They're having a little comic convention there. So me and my youngest are going to go raid that. And there I'm hoping, to meet some artists, up and coming artists. At least that is the hope, that they are up and coming. And hopefully, start to build some connections, some rapport, maybe get and go from there on things. Because there's a lot of things I need artwork for, and doing it myself is very time consuming. I'm not versed in it, and the equipment I have is not the best in the world, and I can't. I have improved. I can now draw a stick figure that does not look like a Picasso. So I have made that much of an improvement. Outside of that, I still have my hat's off to anybody who can do artwork like that. I just tip my hat. I would love to be able to do it in the style of Larry Elmore or Ed Greenwood, who did a lot of the Forgotten Realms artwork back in the 90s, I think it was. But yeah, no, those guys are in a whole other class. But for me, it's going to be a busy weekend. In fact, some of the normal things I do may fall off to the wayside just because of time constraints. And finally, as I've mentioned before, I'm live on Coffee and Substack, so feel free to jump over there to subscribe to the weekly newsletter that I do. Get you a little more, a little more timely fashion on where I am on things and what's been done lately. And uh, that pretty much wraps it up for this segment. I will see y'all later, hopefully in 2 weeks, and I will hopefully have some pictures and some good feedback from the cons this weekend. Y'all take care. Bye.